quality, tradition, and exceptional taste. Cricklebar, true to its name now, ABSA says we understand the unique journey of women in business, from juggling multiple responsibilities to navigating financial complexity and societal expectations. Your resilience and vision inspires us. That's why they've created the She Business account, tailored to empower visionary women leaders like yourself, with collateral free in loans up to 2 million Ghana cedis, insurance coverage, discounted loan, interest rates, and capacity building programs. The She Business account is the banking solution for you, and you can simply walk into any ABSA branch. Is the banking solution for you, and you can simply walk into any ABSA branch or simply call 030-242-9150 for more information. And ABSA wants you to know that your story absolutely matters. Jana, let me ask you this last question. I mean, you're a star. You know, you've been in the industry for a bit. And being a makeup artist on top of ministry and having a public status, do you know sometimes feel a little weird going for bookings? Do your clients get starstruck? Do you have certain bookings where you're like, no, this one day, my girl should go and do it, I can't, you know? Or do you often just let your girls handle bookings in your name?
Oh, that one there, it depends. You know, it depends on the booking. You know, sometimes the clients that I work with, sometimes when they book, you know, it's on phone, so they don't see you, like you said. So even more like when you get there, they're like, oh, Jana, is that you? No, I don't want you to do my makeup. I can't let you do my makeup. Oh, why are you coming? No, you should have let your girls, you know. And I'm like, no, you know, I have to work. And sometimes it happens like that. But most of the times, I mean, it's purely business. As and when I feel like I have the time to go, I want to go, because I need my clients to feel the touch of Diana, you know, the hands.
Right.
You know, I want them to feel a touch of, I need to leave, how do you say, I want to give them a taste of what I offer, you understand? So usually when I do not have any booking or anything at all, I make sure that I do the work by myself.
Right.
But as and when maybe I'm busy, I make sure that I speak to the clients, and then when we agree, then I give the bookings to the girls to go.
Okay. I think the conversation on makeup artistry also has some sort of link to do with this conversation that we'll be having tonight. But in the meantime, let me not whet your appetite too much. Let's have a quick of a moment, and we'll take a quick commercial break. When we return, it's Toast right here on GHOne TV. We'll be back. Personal freedom and public expectation. Can a gospel musician live boldly, express themselves creatively, and still be seen as a spiritual leader? Well, tonight we delve into the complex conversation around the image, behavior, and boundaries placed on gospel musicians by societal expectation. Jana, let me start with you. Have you had a moment where you felt like the expectations from, let's say, your society or your fan base was a little too overwhelming?
This question is deep. I always say that expectations from our fans, for me, is nothing, because whatever that I do as Joanna is my lifestyle. That's how I have lived all my life. So it's nothing really hard for me to do. But however, society, or let me say our religious communities, forget that we are humans, and because of that, we have challenges. Sometimes I realize that the society or our fans feel like because we sing gospel or we sing the word of God, so we are expected to behave, dress, act in a certain way. But they keep forgetting. They keep forgetting that we are also human beings. We fault. We have challenges. And one thing about what we do as gospel artists is that we have the ministry, and then we have the showbiz as well. And like for pastors, pastors also do what we do. Just that we sing the song, they preach the song. And the difference is that they do not belong in the industry. Showbiz no mon kaho. So whatever that happens, as we see it as their challenge, is not being videoed, is not being aired anywhere. But I mean, it's everywhere. It's on social media. So you see Joanna standing on the platform on Sunday, singing under the unction of the Holy Spirit. The next minute, I'm on another stage doing something different. Maybe you would see a video of Joanna somewhere being her true self. And you're like, isn't she the lady who was standing on that platform and people were under the unction of the Holy Spirit and they were falling? So how come she's behaving like this? And they keep forgetting that we are human beings as they are, But the only thing is that we can fall. But I believe that what makes the difference is after the fall, the comeback. You understand?
Right. In case you're just tuning in, the conversation is currently going on about the expectations from society on gospel musicians, and Jana just shared her first view, but I'm about to go straight to Abena Moet. Abena, what's your opinion or your ideal look on how a gospel musician should look like, behave, or portray themselves publicly?
I think, you see, like she said, the only difference between the gospel musician and the man of God is that one preaches it and one sings it. So now, you are basically a preacher. You are basically a preacher. They might say that we're humans and all, but you see, Maame, I can't be a doctor. That's why you go to the doctor. There are certain things that when you put on yourself, you have to understand that there are certain things that are required of you. Now, a Christian is someone who is living the Christ-like life. Now, you are not just any other Christian. You are a minister. You are basically like the doctor of God, healing the people who are broken, the sinners and all that. So now, if you are my blueprint, or if you are my whatever I'm looking at to live my Christ-like life, and then you're basically doing the things that I, the sinner, I'm doing, then. And then you see, when we talk about business, I get the showbiz part of it, because I mean, man must eat somehow. But and oftentimes you can see that the attention is changing a bit. Like you can tell that it's more of the business, it's more of the beauty, it's more of the showing. I want to get the award, I want to get all of that, more than basically getting people to heaven.
But Abena, hold on. This is their full-time job, right? And like you said, mamas eat. They can't just sing and go and,
She is a makeup artist.
Yeah.
So you see, unless you're a Levite, and now there are no Levites in this world again, people will tell you that when you're preaching the word of God, that's why there are some men of God that are so ready that they preach in cars and they don't even take a CD. I get that, yes, the job will come with God's blessings. But the moment you make it about the money, then you have changed course. Because winning souls for Christ shouldn't be about what you're going to get out of it. Unless you want to tell me that as a gospel musician, your primal role or your basic whatever is not winning souls for Christ. But if that is your blueprint, then it means that something must come before the money. And it is winning souls for heaven.
So do you think as a society or as people, we enable or glorify hypocrisy?
Yeah, we do. Oh, we do. You see, we will blame them for living that kind of life, but then the one who lives that kind of life the most is the one that gets the most views, the one that gets the most calls, the one that... So yes, we are telling them they shouldn't do that, but we are the ones that... Let's look at the loudest gospel musicians. They are right now the ones, most of them are right now the ones on top. It's like the louder you are, the whatever you are, the more your music video is extravagant, the more you're being seen. So yes, we're asking them to live the Christ-like life, yet we're glorifying and then we're amplifying the ones that are doing the things that we say they shouldn't do.
Kwesi is running late. He's joining us via Zoom to share his opinion about this topic.
The expectations from society to gospel artists is huge, numerous. One, society expects gospel musicians to live in a decorum lifestyle, a life fulfilling, a life not... You cannot see a gospel artist sitting at a beer bar, blowing down some bottles of beer and what have you, and then after you come and tell us that, oh, that one, we shouldn't judge you by what you are doing, but we should listen to your song. That is way no. Society expects spirituality from gospel artists. Gospel music background is about spirituality. And that's why Jesus himself said, for anyone that wants to follow me must follow me with spirit, in spirit and in truth. And for that matter, society expects a large, this from gospel artists, that their spirituality level must be very huge. I remember one time when I was managing Cecilia Mafu, when we were doing her album launch in Kumasi, and I can recall that when we did the album launch in Kumasi, people actually came from their homes. People had the belief that when they even touch her clothes, when they touch her feet, they can get relief and healing from her. And that is how society expects gospel artists to be, that you must be highly spiritually strong in terms of your delivery, in terms of your lifestyle and everything, so that whenever they connect your song to your lifestyle, they can be able to get something from it, something that can be able to feed their soul, something that they can be able to rely upon. So being a gospel artist comes with a lot of responsibility.
Jana, do you think it's fair that as society, and as Abena sounds like, we expect that's how you sound.
You need to roll your eye. Really, Donna?
That was supposed to be in my head, but the way it came out. Do you think it's unfair that we expect so much from gospel musicians, especially? I remember a while back, I was just about to say allegedly, but there was a video to this, so please.
Don't beg.
Yeah. A few was it years or a couple months back, we saw a video of Joyce Blessing circulate of her drinking red wine, and it kind of looked like she was a bit tipsy. I don't know what the situation
really,
was.
Donna, but shade.
Oh, wait, shade. There's evidence to it. So, any defamation. Let me define defamation. Esquire. But yeah, she sounded a bit tipsy, and
in the video,
yeah, she was calling on a man that she misses him and all of that.
I didn't say that part.
I saw it. I mean, you really go down all the way down. If you are going to bring it, let's do it all the way.
Right.
Yeah.
So she sounded a bit tipsy. Jana's like, what have we started?
You never saw it.
Oh, I'm sure
I think it was released by her ex-husband when they were estranged, when they were fighting.
But I was so sad that the society literally
bashed her,
and it was almost as if to say she's let the whole world down, that kind of thing. When it comes to this topic of alcohol, right? Is it even wrong for gospel musicians to even take alcohol? And I actually didn't understand the element as to why Ghanaians felt disappointed by this particular video. Is it that she was tipsy, or the mere fact that she was drinking alcohol? Jana?
For me, I think that it has to do with the whole, you know, like the video.
Right.
It's not just about the drink, but it's about the whole video, like we said, or like Abena said. Gospel musicians are expected to lead a certain life. You know, they are expected to live a certain lifestyle. If you say that you're a gospel musician and you know that you were created in the image and in the likeness of God, then we are supposed to see certain elements of that in you. For instance, we never saw Jesus. I mean, we follow Christ. We never saw Christ booze or anything like that.
But he drank wine.
Okay.
He turned water to wine.
He turned water to wine.
He turned water to wine. Yeah, but we never saw him booze. We never saw him booze anywhere in the Bible. Maybe I've never.
No, but I mean, if he turned water to wine, did you expect people to drink it? So it means I don't think alcohol is entirely.
But you know, I made mention of this. I was having a conversation with another gospel musician, and I brought this up, and the gospel musician was like, I think he was against the whole idea about alcohol because he was like, as a minister, if something is bad in the sight of God, it's bad behind God, it's bad anyway. And the gospel musician was like, how would you feel if I came to stand on stage to minister and I've had alcohol or I have, you know, I'm tipsy one way or the other? Would you take me serious? And this conversation actually had me a little, I was like, actually, he's right. Do you get it? But I also feel like, you know, aside you being on stage, you also have a personal life. The question here is it wrong for a gospel musician to take in alcohol?
Abena.
Okay, so Maame, I think that the Bible didn't entirely rule alcohol out. Even there was a verse in the Bible that said, so let's give the hard alcohol to the sad one. The thing is, when you overdo it...
It's the first time hearing this.
Yes.
You've been shocked.
Wow, Jayana.
Now, the thing that Abena knows, hey.
No, like it's in the Bible that so whoever is sad. And then it's not entirely like you drinking the alcohol. It is when you overdrink it, the way you act afterwards.
But you remember you said that too much of everything is bad.
So because, Maame, when you're tipsy, I mean, there is a level of tipsy that... And then you talking about, let me just go off for a bit. You talking about the man of God you're having a conversation with. You see, there is a time and a place for everything. When he and his wife are in the room alone at night and they decide to open a bottle of wine and then they decide to do whatever they want to do with it, I think in the sight of God, it is allowed, it is beautiful. But when you're coming to minister, because, Maame, whether you like it or not, alcohol alters your brain a bit. Right. It alters everything about you. You become horny, you want to do bad things. Alcohol does that when you overdo it. So now let's say that you are a single Christian woman who is trying to wait onto God for your man to come. Now you are tipsy, some XB is somewhere. Alcohol will don't you not make certain calls and you wake up and you're like, why did I do this? And you regret, Maame, the eye roll. Please zoom in on here.
And see, and even me, like, you remember the video you mentioned about Joyce? I'm sure if Uncle
video, alcohol will push you to do things that you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
That is why I think in the Arabic way they call it alcohol, soul-eating spirit. Because it would sometimes you do things,
suck your soul out of you.
Know, you see, you do things that are
it
not.
It gives you a different alter ego.
And then it is not you. So
Moving on to the next topic. Now, another element that we should look at is divorce. First and foremost, I'm yet to find out a part in the Bible where the Bible actually frowns on divorce, because there's been many men of God. I don't want to even mention them because, out of respect, I don't want to mention any of their names. But there's been gospel musicians or even people related to the gospel that have gone through divorce. And for a minute, it's like the whole world pauses and everybody takes out their cane and everybody's bashing them and whatnot. Number one, Ohima Mercy's divorce. I was shocked because we didn't see it coming. Number two, Councillor Charlotte's. I could go on and on. We've also seen the like of the lady, Ekuemi.
Yeah, I was in that.
Who could have actually walked away from. However, the pastors around here.
No, at some point they told her to leave.
Oh, okay.
But she thought because she had a calling on the Lord. And
she didn't want to. Exactly.
Yeah, because there is a verse in the Bible that actually says that the only reason why a man can divorce his wife is through adultery. Or the only valid reason for Christ, for us divorcing as Christians is through adultery.
Right.
So now I don't want to say stupidity, but God gave everybody sense. But in our true, like, want to serve God, we don't go to hell, we feel like, okay, if he's not cheating, he's just beating him, the Lord can change him. And we stay.
So do you think the society places some sort of pressure or restricts gospel musicians or people that are doing the gospel from being vulnerable?
Yeah, we do that all the time. Like I said, you see, being a Christian is one of the hardest things ever because we hold you by the book. We hold you accountable. Like, other religions are not being held like that, especially when you're a minister of God. It's like, when also you're a Christian, because a lot of people are already finding doubts. They want every reason to doubt you and what you're doing already. It's like, you see, to go by the Bible is very hard. So we're always looking for a way to justify what we're doing. And then it's like we use them as the So now in the Bible, like I said, in the Bible, we forget that sometimes based on logic, because God gave everybody sense. That is why as we're becoming sensible. So God gave everybody sense and realized that say a Christ-like relationship, ask Christ, because the Bible, as much as we always say that the woman must submit to the man, what people do not realize that what God requires of the man is the heaviest. And it is that you must love the woman as Christ loved the church. And what the men don't realize is that Christ died for the church. So you see, they think that submission is, but you have to die for you literally have to die for your wife. Mommy, there is a verse in the Bible that says that the man that doesn't take care of his wife, God doesn't bless that one. So the man who takes care of his wife the most, God blesses him the most. So we don't realize that as we're saying that the woman shouldn't have left, God is also requiring the man to have been of a Christ-like life. And if my husband is not being of a Christ-like life, and if this relationship will lead me to hell, because if I am fighting with you every day and I'm embittered, I am not worshiping God enough, I'm always complaining and all that, I am going to eventually end in hell.
I think it's time for us to call you into full-time ministry because
I grew up in a mission house.
I think recently, a while back, there was a video that circulated around with Minister Sonny Badu getting a tattoo. And the internet broke down. They were like, how is a man of God, a gospel musician, tattooing himself and everything? And people were saying, yeah. In fact, I read the comments and someone was like, yep, I'm unfollowing you now. Someone was like, how do you do this? I'm so disappointed in you, blah, blah. I understand that, they say that the body is a temple of God. But someone sitting somewhere would say that it's a form of enhancement. Let me go to Kwesi Ernest first. Do we have the right to have an opinion on their fashion sense or how they appear in public?
It's becoming difficult to actually judge gospel artists by their appearance because we've come into a new era where fashion has become part of women. I'm not saying in the olden days there was no fashion. There was. But the uprising in terms of the mental revolution in gospel artists trying to look good is actually a factor. These are people's wives, and they need to also live up to expectation to fulfill mandate in terms of family. The only thing I can talk about is that we don't have to see gospel artists exposing their boobs, their cleavage and what have you into the public and what have you. But if a gospel artist is a fashionista, dresses well and is able to do proper makeup and then to meet up her appearance, I don't think that society should actually look at it. For example, let's look at my sister Dana Hamilton. Dana has now come up with a collection, her new collection, the one that she's even launched. Look at it. Now, if you look at Dana's collection and the outfit that she's bringing out, these are fashion sense outfits that when you even wear, you look very beautiful out there. So this question about we should judge them about what they are wearing and what have you, the only thing that maybe we cannot permit gospel artists to do is to be exposing their cleavage and then their nakedness into the public, of which for now, as I'm talking to you, I cannot see any gospel artists maybe possibly in that, because a lot has been said from the Pentecostal aspect, from the Orthodox aspect, and which now most of them are adhering to this principle and trying to live, by example. But aside to that one, it's getting difficult saying pinpointed that this gospel artist is not dressing well and what have you. You understand? We can admit that some of them, their dresses are expensive, which maybe becomes a hindrance to their followers to go and mimic that kind of dressing they put themselves in. Yeah, some of the dresses are expensive, but you cannot begrudge anybody. If my husband is rich and my husband can buy me that expensive dress, who am I not to wear it? You understand? And their hairstyles and their apparels, they are looking good. They are looking very modest. And I think that society must a bit slow down in terms of how they dress. Because you can see, even my sister Dana Samoa says that now she has seen Christ. And after seeing Christ now and the new change of mind that has come in, you could see the kind of outfit that she's putting out there. Now she's like a model. And then it comes and showcasing different class of outfit, different class of hairstyles, and different kinds of shoes, for that matter. And she's looking good in some of them. And for me, myself, when I see some of them, I give her Tom 5.
Specifically, is it wrong for a gospel musician to get a body done? Number one. Number two, we've seen the likes of Selena Boateng being shamed for her body. Do you think it's right for you to get your body done based on maybe your lack of confidence, or maybe you want to even do it to even appease your husband or anything?
Maame, you see, with Christianity, it's very, I don't know, it's like almost like, it's like everything is like a thin line. It's like there is always like this thin line. Because if you're a Christian or you're a minister of God, you're preaching to people that you're worthy, you're valuable, God loves you the way you are, you're supposed to love yourself because Jesus Christ loved you, he died on the cross for you, blah, blah, blah. When you find somebody that truly is for you, they will love you as the way you are. In all you're doing, Christ must come first. So you ask yourself, well, what I am doing, make
Would
people not listen to the word of God for me? If yes, then it is a sin.
Ernest, what do you think?
This one is a difficult one. Why? What makes it difficult is that, you see, body enhancement over the last few years has come in two different forms. There is one that has to do with health implications. If a woman goes to labor and she gets some complications and doctors put her to the knife for her to go through and then do some adjustment to her body, why not? It's acceptable. And then there's also one too, which is a lifestyle. Now, the lifestyle is the one that a lot of people are questioning about as to whether a gospel artist is permitted to walk in that to that vein in terms of going to be under the knife to have other hips or boobs or what have you. Now, I can tackle this in two forms. One has to do with moral. I mean, morality judges all of us in terms of things that we do. Now, if you're a gospel artist and you feel like morally, your moral mindset actually fits you in to go under the knife and then go and change your body to look in a certain way. It is difficult for me, Christians, to actually sit here and criticize you on it. But if you also look at the Bible and what the Bible also teaches us, I have not seen anywhere where the Bible encourages us to go under the knife and change our shape, our leg, our boobs, or our hips, because we are gospel artists. You understand? It sort of kind of defeats certain purposes and our calling. In as much as it may be a positive thing to do morally as a person and as a woman, it also has a spiritual kind of shortfall that if a gospel artist, you want to put yourself into that. And then also another third part of it also has to do with family. There are gospel artists whose husband has an appetite of seeing women hips and what have you. A man wants big boobs and wants big hips. And so if a gospel artist is married to a man who has got this appetite and has the funding to fund some of these temptations and appetite, where it becomes a problem between the man and the woman, the supposed gospel artist, to come to a conclusion and understanding with the family to actually come to terms whether the person, because if she doesn't do it and the husband say, I'm divorcing her because my wife is looking straight, and the wife get divorced, the same society will also come back and say, so sometimes we need to look at the applications of some of these things and then look at it. But at the end of the day, the central theme which exists in there, which is the mechanical accuracy, has to do with the moral aspect of it. What does morals talk about? What does the Bible talk about physical body? Does the Bible encourage us or judges us to go as gospel artists or ministers to go under the knife, change our breasts, change our hips and what have you, and our lips and what have you? If the answer is yes, and we are doing it, then we are fulfilling mandate. But if the answer is no and we are doing it, then we need to use our morals to have proper judgment on some of these things and see what we can do about it. Either than that, it becomes a fantasy and all is vanity.
So, Diana, let me ask you this. What's your take on enhancement?
For me, I always say that anything that you enhance on your body is the intentionality, like the intention behind it. Even the last time I went somewhere and I think a preacher was preaching and he said something. He was like, there are so many churches in town, big churches, small churches. Somebody can build a mega church. At the end of the day, you see like members trooping in. I mean, the church is growing and all that. But at the end of the day, you ask yourself, also for now, what's the intention? Looking at his activities and all that, and what's the intention? Is it about Christ? Is it about winning souls? The church is big, oh. There's a lot of members inside, but what's the intention? So for me, when it comes to body enhancement, it's about the intention. Like what I have right now, like my makeup right now, I did it because I have an interview to come to. And meet me for minimum one.
Okay. I think now let's redefine the enhancement.
I get what you mean.
Let's talk about cosmetic enhancements. In fact, we've heard of a lady gospel musician who allegedly, I haven't been to the house, so I don't know whether it's real or not, but you know, they say that she's gotten. What do you think about gospel women getting BBL, fillers, getting veneers, doing any form of, you know, change on their body parts? Diana?
Oh, honestly, like I said, it's all about
the mindset.
Your mind. Yes, why you got that. Honestly, when we talk about veneers, somebody might want to do veneers because maybe the shape of the teeth is bad. Or Saria and Koye, you understand? So because of that, he or she, and it's not only women, men also do veneers. So maybe he or she may want to enhance it so that at least when he or she smiles, like they can get like a very beautiful smile. And it cuts across the body, from your face to your, you know, from head to toe. So depending, for me, that's why I said for me, depending on the intention behind whatever that you're doing. And notwithstanding, we all know that too much of everything is bad. You go, for instance, and then you say that, okay, you want to enhance your ass because your ass is flat, and you want to enhance it. I mean, the amount of enhancement, it's also a question mark.
Right. But see, what's your take on gospel musicians involved in online beefing?
Beef is good. And good beefs that increases numbers and bring certain mileage to artists are very, very good. We cannot say that somebody is a gospel artist, so will be the about opportunity, the person should not respond. When Jesus got to his father's house and people were selling in the church and everything, Jesus took a cane and started caning the people in the church, teaching them morals and food so that they will not misbehave in his father's house. Sometimes we need to. You remember the disciples of Jesus. It got to a time one has to take a knife and cut somebody's ear so that certain things can be done. Because you can't just come and arrest that Jinkwa just like that and take him away. So sometimes, because we are gospel people take advantage of gospel musicians too much. Yes, why a Christian or a gospel musician will be hey, some of the hands when they slap you, some of the hands are very heavy. When they slap you and you don't stand where you can fall down. So some of the hands when they slap you, and if you look at somebody who is a fisherman and the hands are very tight like this and slapping you and you say, oh, because of Bible, you will let it pass by. You won't do anything. Charlie, that kind of hand when they slap you, it can remove all your 32 teeth. And I'm not sure anybody can stand and be prepared to go under that kind of nonsense slap. Right. So you need to retaliate and to protect the image of God. Because God is a warrior. God is a fighter. He wakes up every day in the morning and fights for us from heaven. That is why he has angels who are always protecting and fighting for us from evil spirits and all what have you. So if you're a gospel artist and somebody beef you and you think that you have justification to go and buttress your point. You have justification to go and fight that conversation argument, and you know you can win it. What stops you from going? Because sometimes they say, oh, don't talk, and then people are taking people for granted. Right. Me, I keep saying, if somebody beats you, and there are some people too who naturally have taken advantage of that, and they are trolling a lot of gospel artists online. Because they are gospel artists, they'll go into their DM and insult them. They'll go into their live Facebook, TikTok, and what have you, and run all sorts of insults and accusations on them. Whoa, why do you have to sit? The social media has come for all of us. I haven't seen social media for gospel people, and I haven't seen social media for gospel people or for secular people. We have only one Facebook, which all of us, both secular, Ulumba, Obu, Anglican, Muslim, all of us, we are all there. Everybody is there, including Bill Gates, all of us, we are there, including Donald Trump, who is hacking everybody from America. We are all there on Facebook. And so there's no Facebook for this people and there's another Facebook for these people. So we are all there. When somebody beef you, if somebody insults you and everything, you can block the person. You can beef the person and justify yourself that you're also a human being. You need to exist. Mama will be in because you're a gospel artist. If somebody beef you and insult you, some small baby come on social media, they insult you. My friend, give them. Nothing they happen. We'll go to heaven and respond to it in heaven.
That's right. Abena.
As a Christian, you're dealing with the loss of the Jesus Christ, and he says to forgive 77 times 7. So that is how come somebody will catch Jesus here and you put it back. You went, like I said, first and foremost, nobody told you to go and put that title on your head. I've got to put it on your head. So now, as a child of Jesus, you ask yourself, what will Jesus do in every situation? So if somebody who is not a Christian, if an atheist sees me and the way I am acting, will it make them doubt my whatever as a Christian, my belief as a Christian? Will it let them doubt my position as a Christian, my faith, whatever? If yes, then it means that what you're doing is bad. So if, as a gospel musician, if you are beefing people when Jesus Christ never beefed, you would ask yourself, is it Christ-like? If not, you should stop.
Lastly, is it healthy for your career to be out there, undoubtedly, in terms of being negative about, being known for negative publicity one way or the other as a gospel musician?
I think that is a no-no. For a gospel musician to be known for negativity, that is like is negative. It's not a good sign. Like I always say, for my brand, I don't stand for negativity. I don't stand for controversies or anything like that. Because right now, see, the way social media is now, you don't know who is watching. There are lots of people that are watching. There are companies, brands that are watching you. And for you to always have like a negative tag on your brand,
it's not a good one.
It's not a good one.
Abena, thank you so much for
having
making the show a great one. Jayana, it's great having you on the show. Do you have anything else to say?
Thank you so much to everybody that is watching. Listen, let's support our gospel artists. The abuse is too much. The rascality is too much. Let's support them. Let's share their music. Let's invite them to events. Listen, let's pay them even well. Pay the gospel musicians well. So that when they come to your churches, when they come to events and conventions, they can minister and for you to your expectation. Pay them well. Stop paying them chicken change, and they cannot do anything because they need to. They have 12 member bandsmen. They need to take them to rehearsals, feed them. They need to rehearse with them. They need to do a lot of things. We are in the 21st century. The gospel that you know in the Sechudumase time, Kofi Abraham time, things have changed. Today, everything has changed, and we are in a new era of society. And so the kind of concept and the conscience that we have about gospel-related things, I'm sure by now, if angels were to be in Ghana by now, if any angel comes to earth by now, the angel will go to East Legon and do makeup. I'm sure, because things have changed. And we are in a new modern era. So we need to fit into the society. We need to fit into the era we are in. Other than that, we cannot fit, and we'll be losing people. By so singing to some of these people, we have a large followings of youth and people who are following gospel artists. So if we don't do some of the things to be able to capture the mindset of the youth, we will lose them. There are people we need to also sing and rescue them for Christ. So sometimes we need to chill, we need to slow down for gospel artists. They are just like you and me. God bless you.
Right. Well, Kwesi, before we let you go, what is your favorite gospel song?
For my favorite gospel tune, there's a song by one of my artists, ACP Kofi Sapon. And it goes like this. Ajinkwa bi amenya oyeko kroko se menshianu anka mewu. Mesi asene ye nyame adom me wonkwa mu wo nyame na waye Odi enyum bia hyemano oba me hu ban ehu me mmobro akansa na de begu maso nyame ama metirimu aye me dedede se me hye nyame anka mawu. That is my song.
I like that song. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Kwesi, Ernest. Many thanks going out to Crickleover GDHI Relaxer Queen and to Absa She-Boss account. Until next time, enjoy your evening. Good night.
Oye